senior intelligence official told lawmakers that Russia wants to see Trump reelected. And that senior intelligence official, after telling members of Congress of that, was humiliated, dressed down, and fired by Trump. Doing what he is required to do, doing what any sane person who loves their country would do. Hey, we're being invaded. But Trump is owned. He's a fucking whore for Vladimir Putin. He is owned by that man. Which makes Trump a party to the takeover, the eventual takeover of this country by the fascists who run Russia. Why is nobody aware of this? I mean, millions of people are. Why is nobody doing anything about this? What the fuck? Oh, and when this intelligence official who works in the Trump fucking administration until he was fired, when he told this to the Republican filthy fuckheaded morons in the Senate, they didn't want to hear it. Oh, no, that's not true. After learning of that analysis, which was provided to House lawmakers in a classified hearing, not the Senate, a closed-door and classified hearing. In other words, this is real shit, boys. Come in, and girls, come in here and listen to this. After learning of that analysis, Trump grew angry at his acting director of national intelligence, Joseph Maguire, in the Oval Office, seeing Maguire and his staff as disloyal to him for speaking to Congress about Russia's intervention in the 2020 election. This son of a bitch and these goddamn Republicans, it's just unfucking real. Now, this was a classified hearing. I guess maybe Trump could have gone if he wanted to, but as soon as it's over, guess who ran to Trump like the little bitch that he is? Devin Nunes ran to Trump, ran all the way to Trump and said, "Oh, they had a meeting, Don. You should have heard what they said, Don. They said it, they really did, Don. Oh my God, Don." What a little fucker, this Devin Nunes. A little rat. You know, back in elementary school, if one of the little boys, when we were all in fourth grade, would have run to the principal or the teacher about some shit that we did on the playground and ratted us out, the next playground session, he would have mysteriously gotten a bloody nose. And he would run crying to the principal. "Oh, what happened to you, Bobby?" "Oh, somebody hit me." Somebody? Who was it? "I don't know." That's Devin Nunes. The intelligence official's analysis and Trump's furious response ruined Joseph Maguire's chances of becoming the permanent intelligence chief, according to people familiar with the matter, who, like others, spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss a sensitive matter. Note, they spoke on condition of anonymity because they work for a fucking fascist, insane person. It was not clear, the Post reports, what specific steps, if any, U.S. intelligence officials think Russia may have taken to help Trump so far. And in Moscow, Dmitry Peskov, a spokesman for Vladimir Putin, dismissed all of this. He said, quote, he said this today, quote, "These are new paranoid reports which to our deep regret will continue to grow in number as the election day approaches. Naturally, they have nothing to do with the truth." End quote, Russian spokesman for Vladimir Putin. So Trump announced Wednesday that he was replacing Maguire with a fucked up individual who is really sick in the head. Richard Grenell, who is U.S. Ambassador to Germany. He's going to maintain his position U.S. Ambassador to Germany as he is acting Director of National Intelligence. Oh, my God. So the firing of McGuire and the appointment of this pig Grenell is the latest move in Trump's post-impeachment purge. Trump has instructed aides to identify and remove officials across the government who aren't defending his interests, and he wants them replaced with Trump loyalists. What the fuck? What century do we live in? What country is this? McGuire, a career official who's respected by the intelligence rank and file, was considered a leading candidate to be nominated to the post of DNI, Director of National Intelligence. But Trump's opinion shifted last week when he heard from a Republican ally, that little rat fucker, Devin Nunes. Don, oh, guess what they did? Donnie, oh, listen. Oh, they came over and they told us, oh, shit, man, Donnie. Was I a good boy? Am I a good boy? Do I get a cookie? Am I a good boy? Give me a cookie. Trump's ally. Now, the official who let the members of the House know this shit was going on was a person named Shelby Pearson. And that person said several times during the briefing that Russia had, quote, developed a preference for Trump, end quote, according to other officials familiar with her comments. That conclusion was part of a broader discussion of election security that also touched on when the U.S. government should warn Democratic candidates if they are being targeted by foreign governments. Oh, like the Trump fuckers are going to let Democratic candidates know that they're the target? I think Bernie Sanders already is. And what? Trump is going to tell them, oh, hey, listen, all you people out there who point out that I am the big fucking idiot like I really am and destroying the country like I really am and just an ignorant savage like I really am, I just want to let you know that the Russians are fucking with your campaign. You think that's going to happen? Oh, Christ. Trump, being the dumb fuck he is, according to the Washington Post, erroneously believed that Shelby Pearson, the person who briefed the House members, had given that briefing exclusively to Adam Schiff. Ah! Adam Schiff! You heard what Trump said the other night at one of his hate fest rallies in California. Adam Schiff, corrupt, foul, illegal, every filthy word he could think of, all of them apply to Trump. But I digress. Trump also believed that the information would be helpful to Democrats if it were released publicly. So he didn't want anybody to know. What's he going to do? Help the Democrats? Oh, fuck. Schiff was the lead impeachment manager, yada, 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 yada. Trump learned about Shelby Pearson's remarks from Devin Nunes, the little bitch boy who just ran his little ass off all the way to the White House. Donnie, let me in, Donnie. Oh, guess what they did? Oh, my God, Shelby Pearson came over today, and she said that the Russians are trying to help you win. Donnie. Am I a good boy? Can I have a cookie? Can I have 2 cookies? Trump's suspicion of the intelligence community has often been fueled by little Devin Nunes, who was with the president in California on Wednesday when this shit went down. And when Trump announced on Twitter that Grinnell would become the acting director, that's how Trump fires somebody. Doesn't tell him shit, just names the person going to replace you. A spokesman for little Devin Nunes would not respond to requests for comment. A committee official said, quote, on the Intelligence Committee, said, quote, members on both sides participated, including ranking member Nunes, and heard the exact same briefing from experts across the intelligence community. No special or separate briefing was provided to one side or to any single member, including the chairman, Schiff, end quote. And the briefing also covered election security and foreign interference in the run-up to the 2020 election. Now, other people familiar, and this is all we have to go on. We don't have, we have a bitch who identifies herself as the White House spokesperson, but the bitch is not that. Stephanie Grisham, she's just another one of Trump's whores. W-H-O-R-E-S. Whore. Like Devin Nunes. Oh, you don't have to be a woman to be a whore for Donald Trump. No, not at all. But if there were legitimate spokespeople working in this administration, then we the people, I almost said we the people who put him in office, but we didn't put him in office. We didn't even put him in office. The Russians did. Other people familiar with the briefing described it as a contentious relitigation of a previous intelligence assessment that Russia interfered in 2016 to help Trump win that election. Republican members asked why Russians would want to help Trump when he has levied punishing sanctions on their country, and they challenged Ms. Pearson to back up her claim with evidence. It is unclear how she responded. This is total fucking denial. These white, mostly male, Christian, fascist, crazy fuckers that comprise the Republican Party. They don't believe anything. They don't believe. They are so fucked up. They don't believe that when they die, they're dead. They're ended. They had their brief flash of consciousness in all eternity, and now it's out. They believe they're going to go to heaven. Ooh, where Devin Nunes will run around. God, guess what I heard? I saw two angels fucking over there behind the clouds. God, am I a good boy? Can I have a cookie? Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. You have your choice. You can listen to The Ranting with the audio podcast, or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com. And never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.